Wagwan, guys.
What's good?
Welcome back to Mission Accomplished with the coolest 12-year-olds you'll ever see and hear. My name is Lem. I'm your host, Joram Mwinamo.
And I'm your co-host, Kendo Iga.
And yeah, welcome back. So, today we have a very special guest with us. He's a very successful entrepreneur and has accomplished much in his life. Now, yeah.
He won an award for top 50 most influential entrepreneurs in Kenya.
Now, we will let him introduce himself. Now, tell us.
Okay, thank you for inviting me. My name is Joram Mwinamo, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Sunbox. Sunbox is a business that's based right here in Nairobi. And what we do is help people who build their businesses to find the different services that they need, all under one roof. And so business people are always looking for things like legal services, marketing services, HR services, and the like. And so what we have at Sunbox is that we have all those under one roof, and we serve a lot of entrepreneurs in Nairobi and increasingly across Africa and across the world.
Okay, now we would like to ask you to tell us something about your childhood.
So my childhood was very interesting. One interesting thing is that I went to 3 primary schools because my dad used to be transferred a lot, and so I started out in St. Michael's Primary in Embu, and that's where I grew up for the first 10 years of my life. And then I moved to Lavington Primary School here in Nairobi. And then after 2 years, I moved to Nairobi Primary School. So I went to 3 very good schools, which were very pivotal in shaping my life. Then after that, I went to Nairobi School for high school. And that's where I spent a lot of my childhood and my teenage.
Okay, so let's go a bit back to your childhood, say 15 years. If that 15-year-old traveled forward in time and saw you at your current state, how would he feel?
Well, I think he would be proud of what he had become. When I was that age, I think I was already very ambitious. I think I had already started dreaming about doing big things in life. I used to spend a lot of time reading books about successful people, successful entrepreneurs, or just accomplished people. I think there's a book that until today is influential by Ben Carson. I think a lot of people read that book and get inspired by his life. And so I used to read a lot of books like that, and then they would inspire me and get me dreaming about doing big things later in life.
Did you always want to become an entrepreneur, or did you have other did you have other interests?
When I was younger, I think I initially thought I was going to become a doctor because I was just interested in science things, and I used to do well in those subjects. So I had always thought I would become a doctor, but somewhere down the line, I started to get exposed and realized there was a career where you could become a consultant advising organizations and businesses. And then I just stopped, wanting to go down the path of that medical career, and got a lot more interested in doing business. Because when you do business, you can, make a lot of money if you do it well. And I just got interested in how organizations run. And I think I started my business immediately after I finished my university. So it's something that I grew into as I got into university.
Okay, Mr. Joram, what is your favorite part about working in Sunbox?
I think it's that I am a people person. So I like working with a lot of people, and Sunbox has a lot of people that work there. We have 37 companies under one roof. So if you come to the center, you find a lot of people on any given day. And because we interact with all those different companies, there's just a lot of time spent where we are always just trying to help businesses to strategize, to grow, to scale. And so when we interact with all these business people and we advise them on their businesses, and then they take their advice and we see their businesses growing, we get very excited because that's the kind of impact that we want to achieve.
Okay, Mr. Joram, we cleared that you're an entrepreneur. Now, what would you say it takes to reach where you are now and become a successful entrepreneur?
If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, I think first you have to have maybe something like a problem that you want to solve, or you have an idea of a business that you think will help a lot of people, and it has to be an idea that people are willing to pay money for. And so if you think up a great idea and a lot of people want to buy the products or services that you've created, then if you have a big vision to serve as many people as possible with that product or service, then you find that you can be able to grow your business from a small business to a larger business. Actually, the business I run now is the second business that I'm running. I used to run another business that is still running today that's called Wild International, and then we set up Sunbox about 4 years ago. So this is my second business. So I think if you have a vision where you have a problem to solve, you have a good product or a good service, there's almost no limits. You can make that business to start in Nairobi, then it goes countrywide, then it can go Pan-African, it can even go to the entire world if you're ambitious enough.
Mr. Joram, how do you see your company Sunbox in the next 10 years?
So we are very ambitious people. When we put this company up, we were not just thinking about it as a Kenyan company, we were thinking about it as a global company, not even an African company. We're thinking about it as a global company. So we've started to try and see how we can take it to other parts of the world. Later this year, we will be launching an office in the US, in Atlanta, in July. And that's going to be the first step in taking the company global. After that, we are looking at places like Germany, but we're not going to stop there. We will be looking at places like even as far as China or Brazil, and then of course across the whole of Africa, places like Nigeria, Ethiopia, DRC, South Africa. So we have a lot of plans to just set up offices there and help entrepreneurs in that part of the world.
Okay, so now we will get to the segment of the podcast where it is the questions of the book of the Lemon 10. So the first question: if you were to travel back in time and change something about your life, what would it be?
Well, the one thing about business that I've always thought I would change was to get focused earlier. And because I think when we were younger, we tried so many different things that did not work out. And I think when you do too many things at the same time, you end up being overstretched and not very effective. So I would focus more earlier.
Okay, and now we move into some jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first joke. When does a dad joke or a joke become a dad joke?
I don't know when.
It becomes a dad joke when it becomes apparent.
Do you want to hear a construction joke? I'm still working on it. Okay, now we've passed the jokes. So our last question, which is the main cause of Mission Accomplished, to advise all the young minds who want to become something good and great in life. What would you tell people who would want to become what would you tell the viewers who would want to become entrepreneurs? Like, what does it take?
So, one thing I'm very passionate about is helping especially African people or kids believe that they can do whatever they set their mind to. And it doesn't matter which background they come from. It doesn't matter whether you came from the slums. It doesn't matter whether you came from a well-off background. If you're very ambitious and you put a lot of effort into that ambition, into the vision that you have for your life to do great things, then you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. Just the same way I told you that we set out to build a global business, and now we are already in the process of starting to open offices in other countries. I think every African child can do that if they're that ambitious. So I would say just think big, focus, work hard, and if you're consistent and you keep working hard over a period of time, you find that your dream starts to come to pass slowly.
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Joram.
It has been very, this session has been very helpful.
For all those who want to become entrepreneurs, we have heard right here, it takes ambition, so don't be afraid to share your ideas and also be helpful. And it doesn't matter which background you come from, as Mr. Joram has said, all you have to do is be ambitious.
So thank you for your time as well, viewers. This podcast has been brought to you by Mtoto News, and thank you for your time again.
I think that's it. Anyways, bye.
Planning to do a production but don't know where to get a great space? Well, look no further. Mtoto News Studio is the best location to hire. A cozy multi-site co-working space with great amenities from pod studio, green room, workspace, and lounge. We also offer live production and equipment hiring. Come, be creative and work on your projects at affordable rates. For more information, go to our Instagram page at ekaya_space or call 0705 855 258. Come and unleash your potential.